Hello students, today we will discuss about sampling of particulate air pollutants. How solid particles or particulates can be sampled. In previous lecture, we have seen a number of topics: ambient air sampling, need for sampling, air sampling setup, and different methods for sampling of gaseous air pollutants. Today we will discuss about sampling of particulate air pollutants. At the end of lecture, you will be able to list out different methods for sampling of particulate air pollutants, and you will be able to describe these methods in detail. So let's start. Collection of particulate air pollutants or sampling of particulate air pollutants. Solid particles which are having size of 10 micrometer or more will be easily settled down by gravity. So they can be collected or sampled using sedimentation technique. But if the particle size is less than 10 micrometer, then they cannot settle down by gravity. Some external force will be required for separation or for collection of these particles. So this may include filtration technique, impingement technique, electrostatic precipitation, and thermal precipitation technique. So according to the particle size, there are total 6 methods for sampling of particulate air pollutants, and these include sedimentation technique, in which dust fall jar equipment is used. Second one is high volume filtration technique, in which high volume sampler equipment is used. Third one technique is tape sampling, and tape sampler is used in this technique. Fourth one is impingement technique. Fifth one, electrostatic precipitation technique. And sixth technique is thermal precipitation technique. First technique is sedimentation technique, and the equipment which is used is dust fall jar. So this is figure of dust fall jar. As you can see here, a plastic jar is used for collection for sampling of particulate air pollutants. As you can see, it is a simple device because no electrical power requirement, no moving parts. This equipment can be used for particle size greater than 10 micrometer, because here gravitational force sedimentation technique is used for sampling of particulate air pollutants. So if particle size is 10 micrometer or more, then this method can be used. The dimension of jar are 20 to 35 centimeter height and 10 to 15 centimeter diameter at the base. As you can see in this figure, this plastic jar is having a cone type shape. At the base, the diameter of jar is less, and at upper part the diameter is higher. There is a slight inward tapering of wall from top to bottom. As you can see in this figure, there is a holder at the bottom which will keep the jar in upright position. Generally, with this technique, sampling is done over a period of 1 month. And after sampling, the material is dried and weighed. Advantages of this method: simple technique, it is cheap, and it does not require any electrical power or moving parts. Second technique for sampling of particulate air pollutants, high volume filtration, and the equipment which is used in this method is high volume sampler. This is figure of high volume sampler. You can see a filter is provided and below filter a blower is provided for suction of air. This method can be used for particles having size less than 10 micrometer because they cannot settle by gravity. In this method, a known volume of air is sucked by high speed blower through filter. The volume of air can be measured by flow meter. So after this experiment, there will be increase in weight of filter, and this is due to the solid particles which are deposited on this filter. Different type of filter can be used. Granular or fibrous material can be used in this filter. Generally, the sampling time is 24 hours, and in this time 2000 meter cube of air can be sucked. Let us take an example. Air flow rate through clean filter. Initially, the air flow rate through clean filter is 1.7 meter cube per minute. And air flow rate at the end of this sampling is 1.4 meter cube per minute. So average flow rate will be 1.55 meter cube per minute. We are sampling for 24 hours, so convert it in 24 hours. So meter cube of air will be 2232 meter cube. Let us say weight of clean filter is 5 gram. At the starting of this sampling, 5 gram is weight of clean filter, and at the end of sampling, filter weight is 5.348 gram. So there is an increase of filter, and this increase is 0.348 gram. Solid particles deposited on filter will be 0.348 gram. Converted it in microgram. 0.348 into 10 raised to 6 microgram. So we have two numbers: weight of solid particles deposited on filter, which is 0.348 into 10 raised to 6 microgram, and volume of air sucked through blower, and it is 2232 meter cube. So we can find solid particle concentration in air, suspended particulate concentration, by dividing these two figures: 0.348 into 10 raised to 6 microgram solid weight divided by 2232 meter cube of air. So it is 156 microgram per meter cube solid concentration or pollution level. Third method in sampling is tape sampler. As the name suggests, a tape is used in this method. As you can see in figure, left hand side clean tape reel is there, and right hand side used tape reel is there. A pump is used for drawing air. A known volume of air is passed through a paper tape which is stationary during sampling period. This tape is stationary during sampling period. The sampling time may vary from 10 minutes to 2 hours and it depends on amount of particulate concentrated or deposited on this tape. Air is passed through nozzle and particulates are collected on paper which will form a dark spot. And these spots can be evaluated by two methods. These spots can be analyzed by two methods. First method, analyzing the light that can be transmitted through spot and the measurement is recorded as coefficient of optical haze, COH. The equation is COH divided by 1000 feet is equal to log T0 by T multiplied by A by V 10 raised to 5, where T0 is percentage transmission of light through clean tape, T is percentage transmission of light through spot, means at the end of sampling, A is area of spot, feet square, and V is volume of sample, which is in feet cube. How much volume of air is sucked through blower. Coefficient of optical haze depends on optical property. This is interpretation of COH. As you can see in this table, as value of COH increases, degree of pollution also increases. For lesser value of COH, pollution is less. For higher value of COH, pollution is high. The second method for analysis of spot is beta ray attenuation. In this method, a beam of beta particle of constant source is passed through tape, and then the intensity of radiation which passes through clean tape and through spot is measured, and then we will convert it in mass per unit area, mu p, which is calculated by this equation. Mu p is equal to 1 by k ln ICP by IP, where IC is intensity of radiation through clean tape and IP is intensity of radiation through spot. K is a constant which depends on energy of beta particles. So through this equation we can calculate mass of solid particles on tape per unit area. We can convert it in mass concentration by equation rho p is equal to mu p into A by V, where A is area of spot in feet square and V volume of air that can be sucked by blower in meter cube. Next method is impingement method. Here separation or sampling of solid particle will take place by collision against a flat surface. This is diagram. As you can see in this diagram, from left hand side a jet or of airstream will enter in this equipment and it is directed against a flat surface. Air flow rate direction and this solid plate are normal to each other. A number of these arrangements are used in series, so this is known as a cascade. And at the end of cascade you can see a filter. A filter is placed at the end of cascade. So any solid particles that are not separated by collision, by impingement, are separated by this filter. There are two types of impingers, dry impingers and wet impingers. The figure you are seeing is dry impinger. In dry impinger, the separation of particulates will be by collision against a flat surface. There are advantages of dry impingers. Collecting the sample directly without filtration or evaporation of liquid, because in wet impingers liquid is used, so dry impingers has an advantage. In dry impinger, an air stream passes through a series of jets where particulate air pollutants are directed against collection surfaces and they are placed normal to jet. As you can see in this figure, air stream will strike on a flat surface, solid particles will fall down, this jet will directed again over a flat surface, solid particle will collide with this flat surface and solid particle again they will be separated. This stream will change direction, they will enter in another vessel on a flat surface. So at the end, a jet stream or air stream which passes through all this equipment will be clean, they will be separated. In earlier stages, large particle will be collected and small particle will be collected in later stages. A filter is placed at the end of cascade to collect any fine particle that will not separate by this impingement. In wet impinger, air stream impacts on flat surface which is submerged in liquid. So in wet impingers, after sampling is over, weight of particulates can be measured by evaporation of liquid. Next method for particulate air pollutant sampling is electrostatic precipitation. As the name suggests, electricity is used for sampling of particulate air pollutants. Here, negatively charged wire is placed axially inside positively charged cylinder. So here is diagram of electrostatic precipitation technique. This equipment is known as electrostatic precipitator, ESP. As you can see in this figure, there is a central wire which is negatively charged. It is connected to a battery, and around this wire there is a cylinder which is grounded. So this cylinder is positively charged. So how separation or sampling is done? As the central wire is connected to battery, there will be electrons on this central wire. This negative charge is acquired by solid particles. As you can see in this figure, a gas inlet is provided at bottom. So gas is directed from bottom it will change its direction, it will move upward and will come in contact with central wire. From central wire it will acquire negative charge, and as the solid particle will become negative, they will attract toward cylinder wall, because cylinder is grounded, so it is positive. So these solid particles, negatively charged solid particles, will attract toward inner surface of this cylinder and they will be deposited on cylinder surface. Particles migrate toward the inner surface of the cylinder and then they can be removed for analysis. Last method for sampling of particulate air pollutants, it is thermal precipitation. As the name suggests, thermal means heat energy. Heat energy is used for sampling of particulates. So principle is, under influence of strong temperature gradient between two surfaces, small particles will move from higher temperature to lower temperature side and they will be deposited on colder surface. Here two surfaces are used. One surface will be at lower temperature and other surface will be at higher temperature, and air stream will be passed between these two surfaces. Generally, temperature gradient is maintained of about 3000 degrees centigrade per centimeter. So there is a large temperature difference. And to maintain this large temperature difference, the gas flow rate between two surfaces should be low. This method has high efficiency for small particles, and if particle size is between 0.01 micrometer to 10 micrometer, then efficiency of this method is 100%. So we are finishing today's lecture. Thank you very much.